What if I told you? No clear victory, just a long, frustrating war against a people who seemed to vanish into thin air. This is the story of the Apache Tribe. You have to understand where they lived. The Apache didn't come from easy land. They lived in the brutal deserts and mountains of the American Southwest, places so harsh that even trained soldiers struggled to survive. But for the Apache, this was home, and that knowledge became their greatest weapon. When outsiders entered their land, they weren't just facing warriors, they were facing the land itself. As the United States expanded west in the 1800s, tension with native tribes grew. Settlers moved into Apache territory. Resources became scarce. Conflict became inevitable. The U.S. Army, confident in its strength, believed this would be a quick victory. But they were wrong, because the Apache didn't fight like traditional armies. They didn't stand in lines. They didn't wait for battle. They attacked fast, then disappeared into the mountains before anyone could respond. The Apache were masters of what we now call guerrilla warfare. Small groups, surprise attacks, perfect timing. They could strike a target in seconds and vanish just as quickly. U.S. soldiers often chased shadows, following trails that suddenly disappeared. Weeks would pass, with no sign of the enemy. It was psychological, and a symbol of resistance. At one point, thousands of U.S. and Mexican troops were sent to track him down. And still, they couldn't catch him. Imagine that. An entire military force. This wasn't just war anymore. It had become a legend. The U.S. Army tried everything. Morale dropped. For decades, there was no clear victory. Constant pursuit and immense pressure. He wasn't crushed in combat. He wasn't overpowered in a final fight. He surrendered because there was nowhere left to run. The war didn't end with victory. It ended with survival. So were the Apache defeated? Technically, they surrendered. But in battle, in spirit, they were never truly conquered. For decades, they stood against one of the most powerful nations in the world and refused to break. History isn't always what we're told. Sometimes the strongest stories are the ones that were never fully won. If you want more powerful, untold history like this, make sure to subscribe to History Hub and tell me in the comments, which historical group do you think was impossible to defeat? Because some legends never really end.